Hello and welcome back to West Ham Network on this Wednesday evening, stroke Thursday morning over there in Brisbane. And hello to my esteemed guest, my esteemed colleague. Sorry,
Fucking oath, yeah, no, that guest bollocks.
Yeah, I know. Kieran, how are you, sir?
G'day, Cieran. I'm good, mate. Well, I'll say good. Had a shitty week, all sorts of shit going on, but it started well, son, didn't it? From the weekend, it was nice.
It did
Cheered us all
indeed.
up a bit, boy.
Oh, mate, and some, and I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute, in a little while, because I mean, there's quite a lot to discuss, because not only was it a good win against, a team that we probably weren't expecting to win against, but it was also a decent performance from certain players, including our young midfielder, Mr. Potts.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna talk a little bit in length about him a little bit later on, I think we do have a decent shout for a replacement for Declan Rice. I mean, he might not be Declan Rice as yet, but give the boy a year, and I reckon he'll be knocking on the door. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like put pressure on players like that. Start throwing the name Declan Rice at the moment, because Declan Rice is probably one of the best midfielders in Europe at the moment. So I'd rather just let Potts be Potts, because we've all conceded talent. You know what? I'm very reluctant on throwing youngsters in. I've been talking for years about the jump between under 21s and the Premier League is huge. The jump between the Championship and the Premier League can be huge. So I'm always reluctant on throwing kids in there. But every time I've seen Potts, there's just something about him that's just calm, collected, sensible, just a good player. Like his dad. I loved his dad. His dad was fantastic.
Well, he is. His dad did reincarnate in a lot of ways.
He was so good, man. And it looks like he's got a real, old head on his shoulders, and I just love to see it.
Yeah, nothing phasing him, and even though Kieran, you say, that you've always been reluctant to throw the youngsters in, etc. You have always acknowledged, though, that there are always, once in a while, the exceptional ones that actually, you do kind of bring in as soon as you can. And Declan Rice, as we know, was one of those. But anyway, let's move on, and let's see who's in the chat. Usual evening all, he says. Rich West Ham, good evening to you, Rich. Randy, good evening, mate. Had a good week so far. Well, I've had a reasonably good week. Kieran, not so good, but it started well, and hopefully it'll end well. Randy saying hello, everyone's saying hello. Daz, good evening to you, sir. He says, Budgie Cieran, thumbs up to us. Well, Randy, Rich again, usual again. Who else have we got? Mark, good evening, Mr. Pendleton. How are you, sir? Here's a name I haven't seen before. Johnny Noodles 91. He says,
great name, whatever it is. Johnny Boy.
Yeah, great. Johnny Noodles. He sounds like something out of Casino or Once Upon a Time in America or something. Sounds like something like that. Johnny Noodles. I love it.
Lock, stock.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, thanks, Johnny, for popping in. Lovely to see you, mate. Stuart, good evening to you, sir. Thanks for popping in again, mate. Evening from Lincolnshire. Potts is the new Mark Noble and Declan Rice, and a future West Ham captain.
As Stuart says that, I'd more liken him to Noble than Rice. You know what I mean? That's what would. Or his dad, not the other. I'd be more so, to relate him to them than Rice.
The point I'm making about Freddie Potts is not that he is the next Declan Rice. he's the perfect replacement.
No, I know
for
what you're
Declan
saying. I
Rice.
know what you're saying.
You know, like for me,
Well, we hope.
I think I think going by that performance that we saw at the weekend and the subsequent, interview and his training during the week so far, the guy's got, as you said, has got a very, very mature head on his shoulders. And let's hope that, he proves to be, everything that we've all hoped that he's going to be. And, is he undroppable? Is one of the questions I put in the intro. Yeah, of course he's droppable, but judging by that
At the moment,
performance at the
probably not.
weekend, you wouldn't want to drop him, would you? You know what I mean? So
No. Look,
we
and all the fan base have been crying out for that starting 11 for a while now. I guess I'm still Nuno's still on the naughty step for me when he done it twice against Leeds in 2 lineups. But I've forgiven him a little bit after Newcastle. But I just couldn't understand why he couldn't see this as maybe the potential for us to do better. And not only that, in that game, it weren't just Potts. And Fernandez all of a sudden had a fucking great game. �𝗢𝗪 was trying to do everything, everywhere.
I know. And where did
you know how much I've slagged Tadibo from the very beginning? At the very beginning, I've slagged that Tadibo. I think he's been absolute dog shit. And all of a sudden, he switches them around at the back. For whatever reason, whatever they're doing in training, or whatever, how much he's motivated, I don't know. But Tadibo all of a sudden looked like a centre half. I went, fucking hell, there it is. That's why we bought him, is it? Jesus, fuck.
That's exactly why we bought him for those kinds.
They've done well, man.
Yeah. Mark Watson, good evening to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. A frog in a well. Evening, Budgie, Cieran, and all. We'll have a better week. We are, but you've just ruined Cieran's by spelling his name wrong.
Yeah.
So that's it now. You've just completely fucked me.
Froggy, sort it out, son.
Sort it out, mate. Fuck you know. Have we got a shark or clock watch this week? We are going to actually speak about something a little bit later on. I mentioned it in the green room.
We had that little bit of news.
Yeah,
we had that little bit of news last week before we ended, wasn't it? With Sharky. Yeah. Young lad. Yeah, we can talk about that. We'll talk about him.
Yeah, bit of clock news, wasn't it? Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, the Sharks are quiet this week.
In a little way. Yeah. Sharks ain't munching no one at the moment. But then it has been breeding season for seals and stuff. So that's probably why. Potts being one of our own is the big deal to us. Of course it is, Froggy. And
it always has.
The fact that he is like the third player to carry that name on the back of his shirt to play for us. Okay, so Dan only ever actually made one appearance for us, but like Joe Cole said in an interview this week with TalkSport, he made his first debut alongside Steve Potts. He's made his second debut in the only game that Dan Potts played. He played alongside him in that game. And now I'm being asked about young Freddie Potts. And all I can tell you is he's got the potential to go to the very top. And, it's good that,
I want to see it.
Yeah, it's good that, that someone like Joe Cole, who had all the potential in the world and, never really got to show it all. For him to say that a guy like Freddie has got the potential to go to the very top. I mean, he had a great game on Sunday and he proved himself to us all, every single one of us, including Nuno.
It's like anything goes with these kind of youngsters. You have to then be consistent. And that's what you want. I think that's what Declan Rice... initially, he weren't. But eventually, you could see it. Declan Rice became a consistent, solid, great midfielder that didn't get the
He's
highlights
shown.
on the highlights reel, the kind of work he was doing. But the inconsistency, and he's shown it now at Arsenal, consistently
Yeah.
bloody good every week. And that's what you want.
I mean,
Now that's what you hope for Potts. He's consistently good for the rest of the season. And it make a massive difference to us. Massive.
during that growth period in Declan Rice, though, you know, I got to see a lot of the games that he played, A, in the studio and B, on the TV, because like during the COVID era, you know, we had games televised in full. So we were able to watch him as long as the cameras were near him, which they generally were, because every blade of grass got covered by him. And I think that Freddie Potts shown that he did exactly that on Sunday against Newcastle. I think someone actually, I think it was Gio actually said he was fairly sure that he covered just about every blade of grass on the pitch, which was really, you know, he was, and we all
weren't, and
begging for it.
Because he's one of ours, it's brilliant. But the whole team performance, my God, from Wan-Bissaka to Juice started off dodgy. He doesn't look like a good left back. Juice, good going forward. Great little ball in when we did score that first goal. When he passed it down the line to Somerville, cracking pass. He's good going forward. I think he needs to work on his defence, but he's still young. He can get better.
22 years old, mate.
But everyone, you know, Wan-Bissaka was good. You know, even Callum Wilson battled his arse off up front. It was just such a difference between that and the two.
You know, I think I've got a little.
The whole team.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a theory on like the surgence. It's not really a resurgence, but the surgence of Todibo this weekend. I think, as you said, switching the two over, I think was massive for him, because I think working alongside Aaron Wan-Bissaka must have been reasonably difficult for him, bearing in mind that Wan-Bissaka is a really good defender. And working alongside Diouf, who isn't quite so good in defence, it showed his defensive capabilities a little better, because he was able to cover for Diouf a couple of times. And it did kind of help put the spotlight on that side of his game. And I just thought that Todibo actually showed everything that I thought I'd seen on those reels 18 months ago when we first picked him up.
Well, all of a sudden, Todibo and Qiellman could head the fucking ball. Where was that? They couldn't head the ball for the last fucking 3 months. And all of a sudden, they could. I mean, even Qiellman got the other end and had 2 efforts on goal. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe they're working on that. Where's that been all season?
Maybe they're working on that now.
They are, he's out. They head the fucking ball. You shouldn't have to teach a fucking centre half how to head the ball.
Yeah. But now that Nuno's established his position as the coach, he's got the West Ham coaches in around him, plus 2 of his own, and the fact that he was a goalkeeper and a defensive coach primarily, he's got to have been working with Todibo and Qiellman, and obviously, you know, with young Igor as well.
He hasn't got a lot of choices.
Igor came on and looked really comfortable. I mean, yes, he made one or two small mistakes, but I thought he looked quite comfortable.
Yeah, he was, but at that stage we were making sure we were managing the game, holding on to the game, and still offering a threat going forward. And got that third goal at the end. Oh, my man, Thomas. Well done, son. He ran fucking about 70 yards to make sure he got on the end of that. Fantastic effort on that boy.
I know, yeah. Good evening, Ted.
Nice. Good day, Ted.
Good day, Ted. And Brendan as well. Good evening, mate. How are you, sir?
Mr. Brendan.
And Sharky. Good evening to the Cray brothers. The Cray brothers.
Oi. I think they're both a bit dodgy, them two.
Yeah,
you can be the other one, a geezer. You know what I mean? You can be that one.
Right.
You can be the Raven.
The nutty one, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Great.
they're both fucking nuts.
Some sensible comments are about to come in. Good evening, Colin.
No,
Thank you
we
for
don't want
joining,
that.
sir.
We don't want that.
He said, good evening, Budge. Good
Oh.
morning, Cieran. Nice to be in the company of you wonderful gentlemen. After such a great win at the weekend, Potts is a great in the making for him. And I agree. I think Potsy is going to be providing he's handled correctly. Now, and I think actually David Moyes would have been the perfect coach manager for him.
Nah,
so I'm hoping,
Moyes would have kept him on the bench for 3 years.
No, but had Moyes come in at this stage with Potts having made such a good performance at the weekend, I think Moyes would be more inclined to use him. But anyway, I think the weekend came at the right time for young Freddie Potts, and I'm really, really sure that Nuno has got himself a little diamond in midfield. I'm sure of it.
He's good, man. Look, it always helps when the other two perform as well. Like, it's no good just having one midfielder like Potts having a great game. If '𝗎𝗓𝗧 and Fernandes were shit, they weren't. They both were good.
No, they weren't.
All three of them were good, and that was the difference.
We kind of skipped round it a little bit, but Fernandes's performance at the weekend, I actually said to Kimmy at the time while we were watching the game, I said to her, I mean, I don't know whether she actually understood what was going on in my head, but I said, and that's why we bought him. That's why we got him. That's why. Because every time he went in for a tackle or he had time on the ball, he used it well. So, I was really pleased with his performance, but I was also quite happy with Areola's performance. I thought he played really, really well at the weekend. And kind of...
I'll tell you something about that, guys. I don't think... It did get overlooked. That save he made from Gordon, I'll tell you, I don't think enough channels made enough of that. That was a fucking quality save, geezer. That was getting buried into the right-hand corner as he looked at it, and he got that so quick and flicked that around the post, and that would have made a massive difference in the game. Massive.
He saw it really late as well because it came round the defender.
Oh, it's a great save.
It was a great save, and we all know that we all know that Areola's capable of a great save. But the thing is, I thought his whole game was really, really good at the weekend, Cieran. I thought he came out. It was.
Not just that. I just don't think many people mentioned that enough. His whole game, he punched the ball well. He came to the ball well. He was good. He had a good performance. I couldn't knock anyone on the pitch. I will say this, I mean, that midfield that Newcastle got, I was surprised how poor they were on the day. Tonali, Guimaraes, and Joel Linton. Fuck me. Any team would want them three in your midfield. And we have done them. And I think, apart from that one effort there that Gordon had, Wan-Bissaka had fucking Gordon in his pocket most of the fucking game. Yeah. So it was superb.
And also, I think Callum Wilson did his job really well. He got right in there.
Done what you had to do, mate. Just try to barrel away against massive centre half.
Yeah. I mean, if he could have done it, he'd have been in that Sven Botman shorts at one point. Do you know what I mean? He was right on him. Whenever the ball was coming towards that Botman, Callum Wilson got right on him. I noticed it throughout the whole of his time on the pitch. And that was probably, even though Wilson didn't get a goal or an assist, no, he didn't. But even though he didn't get a goal or an assist, he done his job. He frustrated that defence really well. And when he kept sitting tight,
he occupied him a bit, gave him something to think about.
And they knew what he's capable of.
He gave him something to think about.
He's been with them, so they know what he's capable of. Randy says, Budgie and Kieran, how do you feel about the Burnley game? As if we, that game, it would have been 6 points from possible 12 after 4 games, although could be better. Does not look too bad if we, of course. But I'm kind of going to have to reread that in my own way. And you're basically asking, how do we feel about the Burnley game? It should have been a 6 pointer, but it's not now. But anyway, listen, how I feel about the Burnley game is that it's a must win.
6 pointer.
It's a must win.
Well, you know, after they enough, I said in them 4 games, Budgie, I said then that we needed to keep up to that 1 point a game, and I wanted 7 points for these 4 games. We can't do that now, but we can achieve 6, and 3 of them are off Newcastle, we didn't expect. So it is a must win. We need to do Burnley, and it ain't going to be easy, guys. Burnley, I'll tell you, more I watch them, they ain't a bad side at all. They play the ball around nicely as well. They're a good little side. They haven't got the players to stay in the Premier League. I think they'll struggle like we will. But I think we need to beat them. We cannot. And it won't be easy. Don't think because we've done Newcastle, we're going to walk through Burnley. We're not. It's going to be tough. Really tough. But
we
need to get that win.
Leeds, did we?
And what I say, that's why Nuno's still on the naughty step for me with Leeds and Brentford, the way the team he picked for it. Yeah. Never give us a chance.
Mark's asking, did we hear the rumours about Nuno's pre-match team talk? To be fair with you, Mark, I haven't.
I did. I heard the rumour about the pictures thing. I'm not sure I believe it, but there you go. Did you hear that bit? I think Nick came up with that.
I didn't.
Well, the rumour is that he had a board there, right, and stuck, like you'd put them little discs for your players in what positions you're playing. And apparently, he had photos of them when they were kids, and he put that photo on every bit of disc and said, remember then how you felt like playing. I want to see that today. What it was like to play and getting picked. And now, whether that's true, if it is true, it's a lovely story. It's a lovely story. But we did see a difference. I don't know if it's true.
Well, the thing is, any kind of motivation, wherever it comes from, however you find it,
sounds good.
It's a great thing, I mean, listen, if we can get that kind of performance out of them boys on a weekly basis, it doesn't matter what the result is. That performance there gives them the right to wear that shirt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
the performance was everything. The performance was everything.
Absolutely. And, even Tony Cotton said the same thing. I heard a clip of him talking, and he said that was the performance that's been lacking for the entire season. And more. Oh, yeah. But he said a lot more. But, he particularly said that was the performance that's been lacking all season. So everyone's chatting amongst themselves, so I'm going to skip through some of them. Ian, good evening to you, sir. I hope you're well. And Kyle, Dan Potts is a free agent. He is, but he's also nearly 32. So, unfortunately, and he only ever made one appearance for West Ham. There was a reason for that. And these aren't my words. These are from upstairs. Not too far upstairs, obviously, but upstairs within this organisation that we're working on. Apparently, because I suggested it myself, I said that he was a free agent and he was a reasonably decent defender. And we could do with a defender. And the answer I got was, he's too old, Budge. So thanks for that, Ross.
And he's, he weren't the greatest. Of all of them, he weren't the greatest. But it doesn't matter. We've got Stevie. So.
Yeah. So, we've got Freddie. Rich says, Nuno got his right hand man, and it made a difference in his opinion.
Yeah.
And I think you could actually, put a, that there could be a lot of,
One
value
of
in
them.
that. I mean, I mean, the thing is that he's happy working with the coaches that he's brought in from within the
Well,
club,
I think he only brought in the one,
and
didn't he? The goalkeeping coach. But that goalkeeping coach could be a big defensive coach as well. That could be
yeah.
part of his remit, not just
What
as a
you mean, one
goalkeeping
that he's
coach.
brought in
He's probably
himself?
good. If you it involves, he got the boy he used to play with, work with at Forest now. He's got him in, right, the goalkeeping coach. But if you're a
Yeah,
goalkeeping coach, you work with the defence as well. It ain't just a goalkeeper sometimes. It's about organising your defence and communication between the goalkeeper and your centre halves especially. So he might be a big part of why, 𝗧𝗛𝗣𝗑𝗧𝗧𝗦 and Kilman had a good game and Ariola.
yeah.
He might
And
be a big part.
it might
Who
even
knows?
be because he said,
Unless you're on a
"Hang
training
on a
field, you
minute."
don't know.
Yeah, and he might have said to Nuno, "Look, these boys look a little bit clumsy. Let me switch them over and see what I can do." Bang! There you have it. You know what I mean? There you have it. All of a sudden, you got old
Do you know,
Farmer and fucking
maybe
Alan
it
Dalton again.
could have been him. I'll tell you a little story, girl. When I came over from Australia, I was playing here, regular, good standard football. And I went home for 3 months. A good friend of mine had developed cancer, and I decided to have 3 months back in England, spend some time with her. And but so my mates were playing in the seven-a-side league there in Essex, there somewhere around Dagenham, and I went, and so while I was there, I went and played with them, and just to keep fit. And man, fuck knows where they got him from, but they had a goalkeeper that was fucking class, quality. I think it was a semi-pro, whatever, what. And I played one of these halves, right? I had a shot after shot, right, in this seven-a-side game, and the other keeper
I
saved,
can't hear
honestly, pulled
you.
off 4 great saves. Right? You can't hear me?
Hold on.
Why can't you hear me, mate? He pulled off about 4 fucking great saves. And I talked to the goalkeeper, our goalkeeper, at half time. He said, mate, where you're hitting the ball, he knows where you're going to hit it. I know where you're going to hit it. He said,
I'm
wherever,
having
next time
trouble.
you
I
get a
can't hear
shot,
you,
hit
but
it in the
I can't
opposite
hear
direction.
anything.
Is that your mobile
I
data?
got you.
Geezer?
No,
Right.
I don't know what
So,
happened. All of a sudden, it switched these off for some reason.
that again.
That's right.
I'll just
I
finish
got
this story then. So half time, our goalkeeper told me to fucking hit it in the opposite corner that you think you should hit it. My first shot there, geezer, I fucking had all the goal open on the left, and I went to hit the shot with my left foot, and I just scuffed it back to the right. The keeper had gone. It dove, and it just bobbled into the fucking net, and all because our goalkeeper told me what to do. It just shows you they know they're not just goalkeeping coaches.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I mean,
They can be smart.
I got a little story of me own. I was playing for a team. We were in a quarter final, and it finished after extra time. It was 3-3, and it had to go to penalties. And I was selected for a penalty as I was playing in the number 8 position on this particular occasion. And so I got selected for a penalty. I was up for number 2, and the first guy went up to take his penalty, and our goalkeeper was like standing at the side, and then it was their player, and then as I stepped up to take mine, I was the second player in our team. I see the goalkeeper with his hand like this in front of his face, and as I looked at him, he went like that and pointed to his left. So basically telling me where to go. And again, I ran up, I side footed it into the right hand corner, which was my right. The keeper's left as he's looking at me. And the keeper dived to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So as I came out, the keeper, I looked over at my shoulder and I looked at the keeper and he sort of stick his bum up. The next guy came out and the keeper looked at him and then went like that with his finger, pointing to his right. So basically what he was saying was the keeper goes one way, then the other way, then the other. And he just does that every time he goes in for a penalty.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely right. And we actually won because our keeper gave us that information just by standing there and pointing with his finger, you know?
There you go.
So, yeah, I get where you're coming from, you know? We got smashed in the next leg, but in the next stage, but went into the semi-final and got beat 6-1. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Hmm.
I don't remember them sort of results.
Froggy says he'll get his coat. He's obviously been pinned. No. Excuse me, sorry. I lit that and it went down the wrong way. What we going to say? Colin, hang on. Before I read yours, Colin, sorry. Daz is saying Potts was really good against Newcastle. He absolutely was. And I got a funny feeling that's just an average of his performance level. I've got a feeling. I just got a feeling. I get a good feeling about it.
He'll come up against his old mate Josh Cullen against Burnley. He's in the midfield for Burnley.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah. And doing reasonably well from what I hear.
Colin does a good job for him, man.
Yeah. Colin says the future of the club looks good for there is some real good youngsters. I just hope that we can hold on to them. I think we will. And did you see that young 𝗧𝗛𝗪 scored himself his first team hat trick the other day? He's out on loan, isn't he? At Sunderland or Stoke or somewhere like that.
Ooh, and he got. I don't know if he's on loan anymore, Geezer. Did we not get rid of him?
No, City got rid of him. That's the question. We sold him to City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not ours. Yeah, right. You're on loan for them.
Hang on. I'm gonna check it.
No, yeah, gotcha. Not ours.
𝗧𝗛𝗪. Right, here we go. It says he who plays as a forward on loan from City. Yeah. So he is still on loan from City.
Right.
For Stoke he plays.
Yeah, right.
And he got himself an hat trick.
This is it. And maybe that's the levels he needs to be at, Geezer. It's good for him, but it doesn't mean he'll ever be a Premier League player. He could be, could still do it. But he might be at the level he needs to be. That's just what football is. Football's like golf, right? There's levels of golfers. In the world, there's so many levels of golfers. It's unbelievable. You can be a professional golfer, Geezer, a professional golfer, and you'll never get on one of the tours, even though you're a professional, because the levels of golf are amazing. And so they are in football. You can be a professional footballer, but second division is your level. First, championship's your level, or third division, whatever it is. Even non-league, you're still a good player. It's just there's levels to it. And you hope that when you get an under 21, it's hard to know whether you can reach that level. You look at Potts and think, yeah, he can do it. You looked at Rice and I think he can make it. There's certain players straight away. You knew with Rooney, didn't you? You knew with Joe Cole. You knew that they're gonna fucking make it at the top level.
Yeah,
you knew. Further than that.
I get it. Where you're coming.
And because of this influx we've had of foreign top fucking internationals that we bring into the Premier League every year, that level gets higher to achieve. It gets harder to achieve in the Premier League. So anyone that does who's regularly playing in a Premier League team, mate, they're good players. They might not be the fucking top echelon, but to even achieve that, like Josh Cullen at Burnley, That's a fucking great achievement, what he's doing.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Oh, good luck.
Absolutely. Good evening to you, Damien. Special one. He says, I like Potts. He's a well-rounded midfielder. But Rice is someone you can genuinely build a midfield around, and he isn't sure that Potts is. Now, I think, like you just intimated, Kieran, Potts is probably the sort of guy that you could build a midfield around, depending on what level he's at. Now, in the Championship, definitely.
No, he could probably do it in the Premier League, geezer, but he's not going to be a top 2 club in the Pro. Where Declan Rice is. No. Declan Rice is fucking out his world.
Whereas, I mean, like the likening of Potts to Mark Noble is probably a lot more accurate, as you said.
Yeah, I think it is.
Mark Noble,
top midfielder, not high echelon. You know what I mean? A top midfielder, just not the high echelon of midfield. And you don't need them. Not everyone can have the fucking very top players in their team, mate. You can't. You've got to have players that work. And you can see it now. See it when they brought back Granit Xhaka to Sunderland. Jesus, what a fuck. I keep saying that every week. What a buy that was. That boy controlled the midfield for most of the fucking game.
Yeah. We said that Juve had a bit of a slow start, etc. Damien said, have you seen his stats for that game? They're ridiculous. The most tackles, most duels, most take-ons, and the most completed passes. That just goes to show that we don't...
He started slow. He started slow.
Yeah.
I said he started slow, but grew into the game and got better and better and better. That's the way it was. But the first goal... He just gave him too much space to hit that shot, you know? He got turned once, turned twice, then bang. He weren't close enough to that defender. And I'd say that as a left and right back. He needed to get closer to him. You couldn't let him have a free shot at goal, and he did. But he got better in that game, and some of his passing was good. His effort was good. Going forward was good. He linked up well with Somerville. Mate, in the end, he had a good game.
Yeah. Froggy says,
a bit dodgy at that time.
Yeah. Froggy says, Potts, Skulls, Earthy, Cunty. The future is claret and blue. Yeah.
I hope so, mate. It's their development. I'm more worried about that we can develop them into good players. And for us. Yeah. That's what we want.
And Damien says, always knew the Devo had it in him. And I kind of been saying that ever since. But it's only one game, Damien. Let's see if he can build on that and become the player that we both think that he actually is. And a lot of other people have doubt.
And it's not just to Debo, it's Kilman as well, as a pairing. And I always say this, don't I? Every good team has a good centre-half pairing. They don't have to be the 2 best centre-halves in the league, but they've got to be a good pairing. And in that game, they look like a good pairing. Whether they will be against Burnley, well, let's see. Let's hope they are. Let's hope they are, and continue on that journey.
Yeah,
because we need them to. We need them badly, guys. Badly. We don't have the replacements for.
Yeah.
So let's hope they keep going.
Yeah, Ted's saying Kilman should have scored 2.
I would say should have scored Ted. I thought he had. Yeah, he had a one header there. Probably 2 near the keeper. But, but he got his head on it. I was just delighted with that. He got his fucking head on it.
Mate, listen, flipping hell. Bowen's shot, the first shot that hit the post. Oh my God!
Oh, it was unlucky, wasn't it?
I was sitting downstairs with Kimmy, and we were watching it. And as it went, I went.
I felt.
Go on. And as it hit the post, I went. You unlucky bastard.
I thought. Like everyone, because 26 seconds later they fucking scored. I thought, fucking hell, it's going to be one of them days, isn't it? It's going to be one. And then the penalty being not given for the VAR, which was right. The boy got to the ball first. Right, and I thought, no, we're just going to have one of them days that nothing goes for us. That's what it. But they kept plodding, mate. Kept going for it. Do you know the other thing? Look, I'm a defender. That centre half beating Bowen to the ball, getting his toe on it, then taking out Bowen. Definitely not a penalty for me. I'm a defender. That's a good tackle. But what I did see then, when you see Potts done it on, I think it was 𝗧𝗛𝗣, in the middle of the pitch, he took the ball and then hit him and took him out, and the referee gives a free kick. And you think, well, there's the inconsistencies there, isn't there?
Completely.
If it's not a free kick when you win the ball in the box, it shouldn't be in the middle of the pitch. But there you go. That's referees don't give it in the box, but they do give it in the.
Look how many times Potts did go in for tackles and came out with the ball, or came out moving the ball onto one of his own players.
Well, man,
he was superb. Daz, he's saying JWP's got to go in January. I think we all agree on that. And he also says that Mavropanos also.
Right. No, I wouldn't go with him. We might need Mavs, Daz. We just might need him.
Yeah.
We just might need him.
I'm going to scoop down a little bit because I miss. There's people in, and I want to try and catch up a little bit. Trodge is in the house. Good evening, Trodge. He says Wilson was making sure they didn't get any clean headers. Absolutely, mate. He was. He did his job brilliantly. And then he goes on to say nudging and pushing to good effect. Brilliantly said.
Yeah.
And good evening, you, Anne. Evening, lads. Great win and performance.
And I think the birdie just said hello to you, mate.
Yeah, mate. He said, "Oh, and he heard the word ant." He said, "Yeah, I'm hungry. I'll have one."
I'll have one. He loves an ant, that bird.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, brilliant. Froggy says, "Under 21's game versus Wolves was cracking. Firecracker Adieli got the equaliser." Nice.
I missed that.
Nice. And Hagee was amazing, apparently, which is our under 21 goalkeeper. Been looking at him for a couple of years now. And he's been out on loan. I think he was with, they play him red. Can't remember who it was now.
That narrows it down.
But yeah, they play him red up north somewhere. Middlesbrough. But anyway, I can't remember who it was. But yeah, he's been on loan a couple of times. I think he was on loan at Reading for a while as well. It might have been. Can't remember exactly. But yeah, good. And then he goes on to say he's still shocked about his failed loans. There you go. Couldn't get a look in on loan. Iron. Good evening, Iron. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. Iron Disciple. He probably said hello to you somewhere as well, but I probably missed it. What else we got here? Here's the one that I was looking for. Right, I'll do it in 1 second. Iron Disciple says Potter had a sports psych and a degree. Nuno does that. Who really deserves the diploma here? Absolutely. And then Rich, thank you, mate, for your generosity again. Strictly EastEnders are old school. Sorry, girls, I'll be in the kitchen. Come on, you irons. You know, nice one, Rich. Thanks for your donation, mate. Much appreciated. Who else have we got? AT is in the house. Good evening, AT. He says, "Evening, lads. I trust Nuno to get us out of this mess." And I think I do too, AT.
We have to.
Yeah.
Fuck it, have to.
Yeah. Rich,
my worry is, I told you before now, is that we play Burnley. It is a must win because the games after that next international break, right? There's about 4
yeah,
or 5 fucking hell, man. We're going to have to battle hard to get points out of them. And that's the stint next, is where they've got to target points and get points out of that before we get to
yeah,
Christmas. That's going to be a hard little run. But if we have put in performances like we did the other day, we got chances of winning games. So we've got to keep it up. Simple as that. But Burnley's a must. Got to do them. Tough as it is, you got to do them. Because there is not one team we're going to play that's going to be easy. Not one. So we've got to remind ourselves of that.
Iron Disciple says that's the one. Pops, I hope to see the day he goes head to head with Declan Rice and tackles the crap out of him. Yeah, that'd be nice to see, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be nice to see? And says, looks like Fulcrow's asked to leave, and to him, he doesn't care if he leaves. We need someone younger and more energetic in January. But you can't fault Wilson in his efforts and performance. I agree, 100%, mate. Fred says Nuno's
my only problem.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, mate.
My only problem with, even if Fulcrow wants to leave, my only problem with leaving him, I don't trust our board to bring in a fucking striker that will replace him. Unless I could, if Nuno and his mate can fucking find a geezer that we need, fine. You've seen what they've done with the strikers in the last fucking 10 years. The ones we brought in, from Scamacca to Allaire, and Cornet as that's some of the Danny Ings. Jesus fuck, these people do my head in. We know Wilson will give you a bit of graft up there and give you a bit of effort, but he's good for an hour, a bit like Antonio. These are our players now. They can't do it for the 90 minutes. We do need someone younger. We do need someone a bit more direct and better, but I don't trust them to bring it in. So Fulcrow ain't going nowhere unless we've got something signed and sealed and delivered to replace him.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, we got to replace him. We've got to do it in January, mate. In my opinion,
we could do an extra striker, Gazer. We could do him still be there, and Wilson, in case one of them gets injured again. Another.
Yeah, what we could do with selling him for like 30 million, which is probably the most we'll get for him. We probably wouldn't even get that 24. Fulcrow. We'll probably get 20, 24 for him at the most.
I'll tell you this now, but I doubt if you get 10. How's that?
We need to get 10. Yeah, no, you're probably right. But we need to sell him and bring 2 in his place. That's what we need to do. Troll says Nuno seems to have leadership. Potter didn't have the charisma to do that. Yeah, it kind of seemed that way, mate. I get where you're coming from. Anyone else in that we haven't?
Can't even be bothered to talk about Potter anymore.
Nah. Ant says, I think Freddie working with his dad will help him so much, as Steve knows how important it is to perform, and that if you do that, us fans will love you and help you. And that's absolutely right, Ant. It's true. And, Steve is part of the first team setup at the moment, I mean. I think he's actually kind of...
Well, he's on the bench there, goes up. So, yeah, he is, yeah. He is. Mm. The thing is, you couldn't have a better mentor than Stevie Potts. You couldn't. Because his work rate and effort for all his career was second to none. To none.
Oh, you could never...
And he knew how important it was to play for the Bears.
Yeah, and when you saw him on the team sheet, you never doubted it was going to be 100% performance for 100% of the game. And he was like a lot of the players around in that team, and around that time and sort of prior and just after. There were so many players that you could rely on to give 100% of the time. And he was one of them. And and we all loved Steve Potts, you know, and hope it looks like his son is cut from the same mould, you know. It's beginning to look that way.
I say so. I said, you can't have a better mentor than his dad. Because he'll, you know, that would have been instilled into him as a youngster, how important it is to play hard and do everything you can. Give everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
Right, some of the guys are talking about a bit of music, so we'll start moving on with the show. In fact, what we're going to do now, what we'll do right now, is we'll switch over to live from Brisbane, a bit of a report on some munching. Right, so let's go with the video. Munch Watch. What we got? What we got?
Yeah, it was only Sharky who put us onto it there, wasn't it, last week? About and it must have happened the day before we done the show. And the interesting bit about it for me was where it happened, because it was up in obviously North Queensland. That's the only place. That's where the crocs are, mate, in the top end. And I think it was a young lad, 14-year-old fishing, wasn't he?
Yes.
And the croc came out and fucking it done him. You know what I mean? Because he was fishing off the ocean, off the beach. All right, and the croc fucking snuck up on him and fucking done him. Give him a couple of bites. And the boy survived. He was all right. Got away with it. He didn't die. But yeah, it just shows you. But where it happened, right, is so close to Cape Tribulation. Now, Cape Tribulation, when I worked up in North Queensland, we were working in Cairns. We went up for a camping weekend to Cape Tribulation, and that's where I've told you the story before. Is when we took the canoe out into the creek and then overturned the canoe, and it was then before that we saw the signs that no swimming here, saltwater crocodiles. But it took us 20 minutes to push the canoe around to the beach. It was really close to where that was, and you go, fucking hell, just goes to show. The signs weren't just there for the tourists, mate. There's fucking salties there. And so that went on. Fuck, bad luck we were at the time. And this young lad weren't. He got done. But yeah, it was. It's not. It's rare to get a croc one because people are so in tune now. People who live up there know not to fucking swim in the creeks or go near it. Or more attuned to, all the beaches there. You can't even swim around the beaches there because you've got the Akanji jellyfish. You've got enough venom to kill about 16 people. And then you've got the saltwater crocs. So you just don't. You go out to the islands if you want to swim in the water. Around there, all you got to worry about in the islands is sharks. No crocs or jellyfish. Well, you still get jellyfish,
so
but rare.
The whole of the sea around Australia is just like fucking a bowl of soup, and the diners are all in there ready to sort of start munching. Listen, there have been a few alligator attacks that I've heard about in the US, places like the Florida Everglades and stuff. So from next week onwards, Kimmy and I are going to do a little bit of research so that I can come up with a few gator stories as well as the croc and the shark. So it's just kind of, and from the US, there are quite a few of them because there are quite a few stupid people that still go in the creeks and stuff in the US and they're getting bitten. So we'll have a few of them. And also, I have also been told that there have been a unusual amount of, and this is your mate that told me this, Kieran, that young lad on Shark Bites, the young English boy, he
Hammer
said that
bites,
there Shark Bites
Is it
is.
shark bites? Sorry, no, you're right. Shark. Yeah,
Hammer Bites
that's
is
it.
the baker fella that does the cakes and stuff. Shark Bites, yeah. He informs us that there have been an unusually large number of bull sharks in the river systems of the US and Australia.
Right,
So,
he has, yeah. But the bull sharks in Australia have been in the river systems and creeks here for fucking a long, long time.
yeah, apparently they're
There's that
seeing an
many people.
unusually large number.
There's that many people have, gone to the creek, let their first stick in for the dog. He's gone into the creek and then bang, the fucking dog's gone. so
Come
there's
back
loads of
to
them.
leave.
Bull sharks have got that. They've got that fucking whatever they've got in their DNA. They can swim in salt water and fresh water, and that's what makes them
Yeah,
so fucking dangerous.
yeah.
Because the Brisbane River here, guys, I told you about the pommy geezer that came over. He got a big fishing channel, and he'd heard about all these bull sharks in the Brisbane River. The Brisbane River runs right, same as the Thames, runs right through the city, right? And
Yeah.
he went out there to fish for them. Fuck me, man. He was pulling in fucking bull sharks every 5 minutes. Man. He couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe how many there was in there. Fucking hell. He couldn't believe how many there was. Yeah, it's full of them. Yeah, it's full of them.
Oh, nice. I love it. I love it. So, anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that like this little detraction from the football and stuff, we're going to kind of make a little bit more of a thing of it. We're going to make a bit more of a
Fucking hell.
yeah.
Thing of it
no,
already.
perfect, mate. yeah. I mean, no. What I mean is, like, I'm going to kind of see if I can use any video footage and stuff like that, and
Oh.
Yeah,
the thing, trouble is, we're appealing to people's morbid fucking sense that they like to hear about people getting chewed up and that.
Yeah,
Disgusting, really.
I know.
Oh well, they're shooting enough to go in there, fuck 'em.
But public demand and all that, mate. And like Kim even offered to draw a few illustrations as well to help us along the way. So yeah, it's going to be a completely new look to Chart Watch. Completely new look. We're going to change it up. Listen, Todd says that Jimmy Quinn would have been an upgrade on Full Crew, even at the age he's at now. I agree.
Yeah, it was a good point.
Any other kind of munching update? Bit disappointed at the back. Crocs, yeah, so we like the sharp ones, fresh, but yeah, Crocs this week, mate. Full Groove wants to go. Apparently he does. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what he fucking wants, what we want. Two different things, isn't it? I don't give a fuck what he wants. It's what we want. If we want to get rid of him, fuck him off. If we want to keep him, he's staying. Whether he fucking likes it or not. We're facing a relegation battle here, boy. So shave up.
Yeah. Iron Disciple says, I remember they had a great white that came up the Hudson River. Couldn't believe it went that far in fresh water rather than salt water and colder waters.
Yeah.
I'm kind of aware of that story, actually, to be with you, Iron. To be honest with you, I am aware of it, and I know that people tried to steer it, turn it back, to go back to salt water, and I'm pretty sure that the shark didn't survive because it couldn't survive in fresh water.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the story that I know about, that where the shark, the people tried to guide it back to the sea, but it wasn't going to have it, and it was uncatchable. It wouldn't, you know what I mean, and eventually died. So, Colin says,
that's what, the bull sharks in the Brisbane River. It's a bit like the Thames because it is. what's the word? Fucking tidal. It is tidal, so it is part salt then part fresh. That's why the bull shark don't have any problem surviving in partly fresh, partly salt water. And it goes in so far, it goes right into fresh water, and they seem to be fine and thriving it.
Yeah. Well, the bull shark is the only known predator shark, as in, one with teeth that are replaceable and all this, that, and the other. It's the only known shark that can actually swim and survive for long periods in both salt and fresh water. It's the only one.
It's the only one.
It's the only one that does it. It's the only one that does it with any regularity, as far as I'm aware. But the thing is with the bull shark is that they are very vicious. So they actually are one of the worst ones to have going up your fucking.
Yeah, they are, because they're aggressive as fuck. They don't give a
Yeah,
they buy anything. They'll buy anything. I'll say you walk in them creeks and in around Brisbane or down on the Gold Coast, mate, and let your dog have a little swim. You're taking chances, boy, because if there's a bully around, he's having it. He's fucking having your little Yorkshire Terrier. He's gone.
Yeah, mate.
Fucking
yeah.
Yeah.
Colin says, we've had two good strikers in 𝗓𝗪𝗧𝗦 and 𝗓𝗓𝗪. True. The only trouble was that we did not know how to use them. Also true. I don't know who done scouting for them, but they should have known they play with another partner up front. Also true. And had we have been less hasty and kept 𝗓𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗦 and added 𝗓𝗪𝗪 to the mix, I think we might have had
who knows?
A partnership, a decent partnership. I'm not saying it would have been as good as any that we've had before, but it would have been a partnership that could have been worked on.
Look, you need to your centre forwards to work. You need the right manager to play a system that suits them. You do, right? It's been proven in every team. And you look at Liverpool now; they got 𝗧𝗧𝗦, right? I don't think 𝗧𝗧𝗦 suits Liverpool, and he's not getting a game. Costs 120 fucking million. You know what I mean? You need to. Moyes, 𝗓𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗦 didn't suit Moyes. I don't think he ever wanted him, Moyes, and he didn't play him to his strengths. He played in the front three. Where was it? Dortmund he was before, and they were tearing it up. We have him. He does next to nothing. We fuck him off, and then he breaks records in the Champions League for scoring when he left. So it's about the manager and the system you play to feed them fucking strikers to do well. 𝗧𝗧𝗦 was perfect at fucking Newcastle because he had Jacob Murphy on the right, he had Gordon on the left, and their job was to feed in the fucking ball. And when they did, he scored, and he was tearing it up, mate. It's as simple as that. When 𝗧𝗧𝗦 goes to Liverpool, Salah's first input on the right is not to feed fucking him. Salah's first instinct is to fucking score himself. And then he might, if he can't, he might lay you on. It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
That TK seems to be working in with Liverpool far better than 𝗧𝗧𝗦 ever will. I think it was going to end up being a bad buy, 𝗧𝗧𝗦 at Liverpool.
I mean, look,
and he's a good bloke. He's a top striker, Gazer, but he has to be fed.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a football fan all my life, and I've seen a shift in kind of approaches to recruitment. In the past, in the days, what we would call our golden period, our golden era of football, the mid to late 70s and mid 80s, we probably would view that as our golden era of football, wouldn't we?
About that, yeah. What's to watch?
But for the recruitment type of thing, what you would find generally, I would say in probably 95% of the cases, is a team would go out, they would scout or whatever, and they would go and get a player that they need for a certain position to enhance the players in that team to make that team more efficient.
Yeah.
These days, it seems more a case of he's a decent player. We can't let our rivals have him. Let's buy him.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put him?
That's part of it. Really. That's part of it.
Yeah, that doesn't matter where we're going to put him. Let's just make sure nobody else can have him scoring against us or have him saving goals or whatever the case may be. There's a massive shift in the approach and the attitude towards obtaining your players. I mean, like, you look at teams like Manchester City, right? At first, they were buying players that were kind of discarded by some of the top teams in this country. And, you know, they done very well out of it. And then they started bringing in players that were at the top of their game. And then that just escalated more and more and more. And now they're one of them teams that just want to buy players to stop other teams from having them. Look at the Grealish situation. Who in their right fucking mind pays £100 million for Jack Grealish 3 years ago? Other than Man City.
No. But they had them 3 years, probably the 3 most successful years, Steve.
Yeah, but how much of that
is it justified? Did they say no? It's justified.
How much of that was
not? But if it stopped them, they were still successful, really successful. So they'll justify it. Chelsea were one of the worst for hoovering up young talent, hoovering them up to make sure other teams didn't get it. Barcelona used to do it. Buy every good top up-and-coming youngster. They might not use them. And Chelsea have done the same. Then they throw them out on loan, and then they give them up. Look at the Chelsea players that have come out, you know, from Salah to De Bruyne. You know what I mean? They hoover up players and then go, oh, well, do we want them? We've got too many now. Let's fuck them off. And then they've got to either get it right or don't.
The thing that I'm kind of like trying to say is that with Grealish, right, they paid £100 million for Jack Grealish. And I saw some stats on him with his time at Man City, and I think it was out of a possible 5,400 and something minutes he could have played for them. He played less than 1,000. But
this is the thing. When you go back in the day when Chelsea were winning everything, right? When they signed £100 million. Right, I know. But what it is, when they build a squad, and they don't build a team, they build a squad, you're going to be playing less minutes than you ever would, but you're going to be rewarded to fuck. You're going to be the richest man. You have more money you'll never need. So people make that move. Now, he was tearing it up at Villa before he went to Man City. Let's not get, got to get that right. And they decided, we need another left winger that can win free kicks, can beat players, can deliver a ball. And you can see his talent because he's doing it at Everton. He's doing it at Everton now. Doing well. What was it? 100 million? Of course not. He's not worth 100 million. Of course he wasn't worth 100 million. But they decided to have it.
How much did Everton pay for him? Do you know?
Wouldn't have a clue. Wouldn't have a clue. Oh, no, he's on loan. Everton. I think he's still on loan there. He's only on loan from Man City. It might be an obligation to buy. I'm not sure, but he's on loan there.
He's on loan. He's on loan. Absolutely, and West Ham could have got him on loan ourselves, from what we were told.
Exactly. That would have been a great loan player to have. Like Granit Xhaka would have been a great fucking signing if we we had any fucking sense in that board, which we don't because we're shit. But these type of players can do your job.
Yeah. Do you think, Kieran, though, that going by what we've seen with Jack Grealish at Everton, do you think that if he had have come to West Ham, that we would have got that level of performance out of him?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Would it have been as prolific in our minds as the Jesse Lingard loan period? Do you think?
It might not.
I'm convinced it would be.
Lingard was exceptional. Whether he could reach exceptional, who fucking knows? But I think he would. You got to remember, when City had that team that they brought in Grealish to, every team they played was 11 men behind the ball. Nearly every team, by a couple of games a year. Right? So that's a different role than for Grealish. When he was playing for Villa, they were breaking and he was taking it on, creating scoring goals, laying things up. There is about breaking teams now. It's a different role for Grealish.
Yeah.
At West Ham, no, he'd expect to do what Somerville was doing for us, or Bowen's doing for us on the right. You need to create. You need to fucking beat players. You need to win free kicks. No, I think he would have suited
Grealish likes to do. I think that's what Grealish wants to be doing.
He was at his best doing that.
He was, and when he was at City, I think he was asked to be too regimented, and he's not one of them sort of players that you can cage. I don't think, like Ronaldinho. You couldn't cage Ronaldinho or Messi or Ronaldo. I know they're the best of the best, but they were players that you couldn't cage. Going even further back, like the likes of Paul Gascoigne, George Best, these were players you couldn't cage. You couldn't tell them, just play that position, defend this, do that.
I just think it makes a massive... These type of players, Geezer, makes a massive difference what type of team you're playing in. If you look at Nuno at Forest last year, right, he wouldn't give a fuck. He said, you have the ball, and come at us. And then they'd break. And then they had Alanga, didn't they? And they had, who's the boy? They had Aina at the left back. They just came forward so quickly and they were brilliant at it and very successful. Yeah. It worked.
Yeah.
And Grealish, like I said. Go on.
Yeah, go on, mate. No, I was just saying, Rich, thank you. Please, everybody, hit the like button. Carry on, Kieran, please.
No, I'm just saying, Grealish going to City, to me, was 100 million. And he was in his prime. But I think he's playing a different dynamic of a game. You're going against teams that are you have to break down. Makes a difference, guys. Massive difference. Yeah. So, Moyes at the first season at West Ham, we were at our best counter-attacking. We were good at it for a while. We were good. And we were at our best that way. Letting them have the ball, and then we counter-attack and score. And Lingard coming in, if you remember, our counter-attacking goal through Lingard was amazing. We're going, fucking hell, this is looking good.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, moving on to the current squad, Kieran, I think that the fact that we've got this young lad in from Brighton, Igor, I think he's kind of shown in the appearances that he's made. I think he's shown that although there's a lot to learn with him, I think there's also a really good player there. And I'm kind of hoping that he gets a little bit more game time during the course of this season or this half of the season. And that we can kind of make him a permanent, because I'm seeing some stuff in him that I like. And I've got more confidence in him at this moment in time than I have in Mavropanos, I have to be honest. I really do.
I haven't seen enough of him, guys. I did see him at Brighton. I didn't think he was that good. And for the fact that Brighton are prepared to let him out the door, tells me because they're normally pretty good at judging. They're very good at judging players. Yeah, carry on. They're very good at judging players, aren't they, Brian? And to me, him to be about fifth pick for a centre half at Brighton. Yeah, it's an. I think it was a body we needed in. Whether Nuno can make him better, hopefully he becomes a player, and he's good for it. But at the moment, we don't know. We haven't seen enough of him. I'm not going to judge that boy one way or another. He came on for a few minutes the other day. I can't remember seeing him do much, to be honest. Budgie seems to think he did something. I can't remember, but we were trying to hold on to a game.
I'm not saying he did anything specific.
And manage the game.
Yeah, I'm not saying he did anything specific.
I'm just too early, guys.
I just think that. Yeah, no. Listen, I'm kind of. Look, I'm one of these fans that looks at a player and sees their levels of effort, etc., etc. Right, and I kind of think to myself, okay, this player could achieve good things in the right hands. You know, it's all about being under the right management or the right coach, right? And I think that Igor, even though, as you say, he was probably fourth or fifth in line at Brighton, you got to also remember, so was Caicedo when he first got into Brighton. And so was Cucurella. He was third choice when he first went in, Cucurella at Brighton. Look at them players. Look at the value of those players when their transfers.
But Brighton didn't piss them off, did they? They fucking stole it for big bucks. Igor they sent out on loan.
Exactly.
Well, he might come good. He might come good. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him to judge him. I don't want to knock the geezer. He could be fucking enthusiastic as fuck to turn his career around and go right up. You know what I mean? And it could work at West Ham. But
have you seen any of the behind the scenes videos from last weekend?
Not really.
The club official one. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. The club official video for it, and you'll see a player in Igor. You'll see him when he comes into the shot and stuff. He's comfortable. The players are comfortable around him. I think he fits well, and I think that's an important part of the development of a player. If you fit well in a squad, I'm not sure he fitted so well in the Brighton squad. Never saw any of the behind the scenes stuff with them, but with our squad, he does tend to, and even like the media people and that. They're liking him. They're liking what they, what he gives to them. In they like a player that says good morning with a bright, cheery voice and stuff like that. He is that kind of player. And I think that providing he continues to develop in the way that I've already seen from him, I think he's going to be a decent player for us. I'd like us to make him a permanent.
But I could say the same about Andy Irvine. I like him, really like him. Do I think he's good enough for the Premier League? No, I don't. I love him. I mean, the boy's a really good boy in the dressing room. He'd be a good boy on the training field, but he's not good enough. So I can't judge Igor by that. I need to see what he can do.
Okay, I get you.
Oh, yeah, one thing I did. She's not in here tonight, geezer. Abby H, right? I'm sure because I like to watch. That sort of behind the scenes of the game. The Newcastle game when they show the boys kept coming out and coming through that. And it was about 3 minutes. Yeah, right. About 3 minutes 30 into that when they're showing people singing Bubbles. I saw Abby H.
Yeah,
sure of it. I'm guaranteed it was her. About 3 minutes 30. I was going to ask. She might not even know. She might not have seen it. But I'm sure it was Abby H fucking singing at the Bubble. There you go.
Message her. You've got her details. Message her and let her know.
Yeah, I should have done. Yeah, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought I was going to, but I thought she might be here tonight, and I'll tell her.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest. I was kind of chatting at that point, but I kind of remember looking at the screen thinking, was it? Oh, I don't know, it probably was. Yeah, I mean, but I'm fairly sure you're right. Ask her. She'd probably seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to ask it tonight, but it's in it. Tony?
All right. Yeah, good evening, Tom. Thank you for joining us, mate. He said he's got a cheeky few minutes. He might not even still be in, but, you know, he was there. He has been there, and he's been there a little while. Bless his cottons. And don't forget, tomorrow night, I'll be doing the West Ham review with him, I think. If Tony has the time to do it, we'll let you know. Keep an eye on your notifications for Hammers Football TV. Right. What else have we got? We're talking about 𝗧𝗛𝗪 and 𝗧𝗛𝗪 at the moment back there. So I'm going to scroll right down here. Wow. Have you seen the Ironcast interview with Winston Reid?
Yeah, I did.
I thought that was a really good interview, didn't you? I like Winston Reid. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, sounds like he's based out in Dubai, which I found surprising.
I think you can tell in that interview that there's a lot of regret that he's not still in East London. You know.
Well, I don't know about that. Fuck, mate, he's in Dubai living the high life. I think he'll be right, mate. I think he'll be right.
I think he misses the. I think he misses the East End, mate. I'm pretty sure of it.
Not so sure. I don't think he would have seen too much in the East End, guys. He'd have been stuck in a nice mansion out in fucking Essex.
Earlier on, someone mentioned we should get Andy Carroll back, and he'd scored for Dagenham Redbridge the other night. Now, I kind of jokingly said it a couple of weeks ago, if you remember rightly. But Trodge, he said he preferred Sacco, and he was annoyed that he was dropped for Carroll. And I've got to be honest with you, I thought Sacco had a great work rate.
I like Sacco too, mate.
Brilliant attitude,
he's good.
And a really good finisher. Maybe not quite a finisher on the same scale as Carroll, but a good finisher nonetheless. I loved Sacco. Trodge, I'm with you all the way, mate. At least he was more reliable.
It's like any striker, right? It's like any striker. You got to remember what Liverpool poached fucking Carroll from Newcastle, right? After he was tearing out. Oh no, about 50 mil, something big at the time. It was a big number.
I think it was 30 or
whatever
50,
it was. But we ended up buying him for 15 million from Liverpool, and not because he weren't a good striker. It's because they could not keep the fucker fit. And what could we do? We could not keep the fucker fit enough, long enough. And when he was good, he was great. Simple as that. But it's one of them. And now what have we got now? We got 𝗧𝗛𝗪. We got Callum Wilson. Similar fucking stories to try and keep him fit. There you go.
Ted says that Igor looks like he's still on the beach at Brighton. Well, okay, mate, fair enough. Sharky says Guy Fawkes Day, and it is November the 5th. Used to love all the fireworks and bonfires as a kid. Yeah, me too, mate.
Yeah, Sharky did, yeah. Any for the guy?
Yeah, went out for a little.
What do you say now, Budge? What do you say now then? You know, in my day it was penny for the guy, right? Fucking happy if you got a penny. What the fuck do you want now? Pound for the guy?
It's probably a pound, yeah. Probably a pound.
Yeah, right.
Fiver for the guy.
Does anyone do that now, Budge? Is that a thing of the past? I imagine it is.
I think it's probably a thing of the past. But having said that, I took Timmy out for a drive in the car earlier, and we were driving through a village called Balcombe, just near us, and there's a big old bonfire set up ready for tonight, and right on the top of it, a big old wooden chair ready for a guy to be put on. And I pointed it out to her and I told her the kind of like the rundown of it. And she couldn't believe that we actually celebrate somebody that was going to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Couldn't believe it.
Not bad, is it?
We celebrate it with fireworks and shit.
I'm pretty sure that fucker was Guy Fawkes was Yorkie. He was a fucking northern monkey. Yeah, I think he's from Yorkshire. Yeah.
So Mark says Saka nearly joined West Brom for 11 million. Wow. And then Trodge says, yeah. And he went mad shortly afterwards, he thinks. Hang on. Brighton let the Arsenal number 9 leave at the club back in 2019. Might have been Potter that did it. Who's the Arsenal number 9 then?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm going to change my glasses, because I want to see.
All right, mate. I don't know who Arsenal's number 9 is. The last number 9 I actually remember was Lacazette. And then after that, I'm struggling to think who this number 9 is. Yeah, Lacazette, Aubameyang. Who else has been number 9 for them?
Let's be honest.
It ain't Kai Havertz, is it? No, can't be. I have no idea.
Don't know, to be honest.
Hang on, let's have a look.
Robin? No, don't know, mate. Can't remember. Then again, probably say the name, you go, oh yeah, forgot about him.
Gabriel Jesus. It's Gabriel Jesus.
Oh,
did he ever play for Brighton? That's ridiculous. He never played for Brighton, surely. Right, hang on. Let's go back up there. No, Palmyra City and then Arsenal. So, hang on. Who's the Arsenal number 9 that Brighton let go then? Couldn't have been Aubameyang. Robin, please, put it in the chat. Who are we talking about here, mate? Richie, 67. And let Roland bench as well. And he played against Spurs. And he had played well. All right, okay. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
Neither do I. Damien said, once 𝗧𝗛𝗧𝗦 is back, Igor becomes 4th choice for us. I'm not sure if we get Casey back.
Yeah, he does.
He would challenge him for a place in the pecking order. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Unless you're on that training ground and see what Igor does and whatever, I don't know where he ranks. At the moment, I think he was just covered while we brought him in. That was the reason we brought him in, to cover any injuries. But, you know, wherever maybe Nuno sees something in him. And, but at the moment, we've just had the best performance we've ever seen from Kilman and fucking Todibo. They ain't fucking moving until they get injured. Simple as that.
Frog in the Well, he's saying, Frog in the Well says 𝗧𝗛𝗧𝗦 makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how.
So did Dawson. Dawson used to make me nervous at times. I loved him, but he made me nervous a lot. Dawson. Yeah. You never knew when a mistake was coming, and he was superb.
He says all our fucking sense.
He made me nervous. Yeah, about right. Yeah. That's true.
Richie said
until last week, up until that Newcastle game, they do, yeah.
Yeah. Richie said 1 goal between our strikers in the first 10 games is scandalous. You're absolutely right, mate. It is.
It tells you everything. It is, when you think about it.
Hey. Who else we got? Somebody else saw it as well. Look, Sharky. He said he saw it.
No, he
Colin
mustn't.
thinks Igor is rubbish, but we'll wait and see if you're right, Budge. Well, I
Yeah,
wasn't right about
we'll never know.
I wasn't right about Ben Rama. I wasn't right about um who was the other fella I
Corday.
weren't right about? Corner, yeah, I weren't
Fucking
right about Corner.
Corday,
I
you
weren't
did.
right about
Right.
Skamaka, and I was barely, barely right about Areola. Um, so, Colin,
Yeah, nothing new.
please don't
Well,
hold your breath, mate. You'll be as blue as the screen I'm looking at. Daz says, smash the lights, guys. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Um, who else we got in? You got anyone else in? Richie says, what a great win over Newcastle. We'll give the players a big lift going into the next game. And it will. And it should.
fucking hell,
And it
Richie.
bloody
Well,
better
fuck
have.
it. Giving us a lift. If nothing else,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
it's fucking giving us a lift, guys. Fuck. After them, Leeds and Brentford, I was fucking on a downer with this.
Oh, yeah.
I think we both was.
And
And
really angry.
that gave us some hope, didn't it? You go, wow.
Yeah. I was really angry, as you know, Kieran. I was talking about
Just
absolutely
fucking shit.
dumping doing this, because of the way things have been going. That has given me a bit of a lift. And the fact that, like I said last week, the guys have given us carte blanche to talk about what we want, etc., etc. I've decided to carry on going. Right, Robin says, we had an effigy of a dingy boy on the fire tonight. The rubber ring shrunk. Sunk. Oh, sunk. Oh, Robin, that's kind of mean. Right, before I go any further, I just want to quickly say and do something. A few people have asked in previous weeks, as you know, Kieran, about an update on Stelios. About how he's doing after his prostate cancer and his operation and stuff. I reached out to him this week, and today it was actually I reached out to him, got an answer for him. So I'm going to pop up a little summary of the message I got from him on the screen, and I'll read out what it says just in case any of you guys ain't got the right glasses on, Kieran. It says, a summary of the message from Stelios in response to my inquiry on his health. He wishes to thank, it's two, not though, he wishes to thank everyone that has inquired about his health since the operation, and he has made slow but steady progress. The efforts involved in the preparation and recording of his short videos are using up a sizable amount of his energy, but he is determined to provide content for his viewers and aims to be resuming the live streams in December. That's his aim. Uh, Health dependent. And so, on behalf of the crew and viewers of West Ham Network, we wish Stel a speedy and full recovery. That's basically it. So, guys, he is doing okay. He's
Absolutely.
getting better, but as I can testify, the after effects of all of that with the medication that he's on absolutely destroys you. Out of a 24-hour day, you might get, if you're lucky, 3 good ones, 3 good hours in a day, if you're lucky. And most of that still is using up doing all these videos that he's doing. Even just a 15-minute video is taking him hours to prep and record and upload, etc., etc. So, guys, be patient with him. He's doing his best. He is on the road to recovery, and wishes everybody, well, and says thank you all for your constant inquiries about him. Moving on. Moving on. Yeah, mate. What a decent set of names that is. Carol, 𝗧𝗛𝗑 and Arnautovic. Now, I was talking with Kimmy the other day actually about our strikers, and she said that although at times his attitude absolutely stunk, he really liked Arnautovic and thought that he was typically the kind of striker that we should be looking at trying to sign now. Not him particularly, but that kind of player. You know, aggressive and don't give a toss.
I think we got that before Krug. Just hasn't worked out.
I don't know.
I
think
simple as that. I think he has got an attitude. I think you see he has got an attitude.
Yeah. But I think he's
been injured too much.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's fit. But if you don't play to a striker's strengths, goes up, you're not going to get the best out of them. It's simple as that. Explained that earlier. And we don't.
Daz is asking, what do we think about the Burnley game? We said earlier, mate, it's a must-win.
Got to win it, guys. No, we need another performance like we did against Newcastle, right? If we get that kind of performance, we've got every chance to win it. Now, sometimes you need a bit of luck. It's amazing that game, Newcastle, because like I said, you know, when you said about Bowen hitting the post there, and then they run up the other end and score, you think, fucking hell, we're getting no luck here. Oh, poor Bowen wins the penalty, then doesn't win the penalty. I mean, oh, for fuck's sake. But we kept going and forced our own luck. And then we get the own goal, which is a bit lucky. And, you know, we get a bit of luck. And it can turn. Games can turn on things like that. I think I do believe a lot of luck in game is created by yourself. You get luck by forcing luck. You know, taking a lot of shots. One deflects, goes in the top corner. You can say it's luck, but it's because you're shooting at the goals, because you're having a go at it. You're trying to fucking make something happen. You force your own luck sometimes. And I think we did in that game. I think we did. We didn't sit back and go, oh my God, feel sorry for ourselves and went, oh, this ain't going our way. What the fuck? No, we didn't. The whole team carried on. I felt like that. Oh, we're fucked. But I don't want the players to feel like that. And they didn't, to be fair.
Mark my words. He says, evening guys, nice to see you both. Boyan and Boyan and what, mate? He ain't fucking.
I think that's probably. Look, I don't look it up anymore. The magpie attacks. I'm sure they've been happening. Probably stopped now. And I think it might be finished their mating season.
Yeah.
But I fucking come up. The boy come up first, right, from downstairs, and come out, and there's a fucking magpie in the house. What the fuck are you doing in here? Flew out the back door, yeah. Real quick.
Oh, right. So Richie 67 is Richo 66. He's changed his name. Richie, nice one, mate. And everybody's sending up big up to Stel and Cagney. And also, you know, everyone's saying hello to Stel, which is really nice. Sean says, Freshfielder, he says, Stelios was on the under-21s live stream the other day. He said he'll be back when he can, but not at the moment. Said he missed the banter. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate that, mate. We need a hostage video on his return. Who else we got? Daz saying be lucky to Stel, the best of Stel. And as Sharky said, health comes first, which is what I said to him earlier as well. Stel was healthy enough to lay into Brett. Oh, okay. Good signs, apparently. whoever Brett is. I'm not sure who Brett is. Special one says, sorry, Damien says, Paul Krug is no Andy Carroll, and I agree.
No. No, he's not. He's not. Got a similar
Rich,
fucking injury record. But that's about it.
Rich, thank you very much. I will advise Russ and Anton of your request, mate. Thank you once again. I'm pretty sure now that, with all the donations that you and other people have made towards Stel, we will have at least got him a West Ham jumper or something. But brilliant. Thanks, mate. Really, really appreciated. Really appreciated. Greatest of all time.
Skills.
Right, who else we got? Who else have we got? Anybody else?
Oh,
Nobody new at the moment, which is nice. And I'm actually at the bottom.
Do you know what I saw at Dot Gazer?
Yeah, go on.
I just got out of bed and I know there's a lot of European games on this morning.
Yeah.
And there's a guy there. I've seen him before. He films it was the Atletico Madrid supporters coming into Newcastle, right? And his name Adam Pearson, something like that, Geordie boy. And it was, it was so nice to watch. There was 3,000 Atleti fucking supporters coming through the town.
Yeah.
Police escort. And all the Newcastle supporters are standing at the side applauding them. And they're all shaking hands and that on their way to the game. And then the Atleti supporters were singing Newcastle, Newcastle. It was such a lovely... I remember my days going to Newcastle, Geezer. I didn't get that welcome, believe me. Right.
No.
But it was so nice to watch. It brought a tear.
Millwall, wasn't it?
I know. It brought a tear to my eye, Geezer. Fucking hell, that's how it should be, man. It was really nice. They were mixing together and there was just no animosity. It was just a very nice, really nice.
Yeah.
Both supporters were, shaking hands and, oh, wow, that's good. Nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
Here's something I watched. I went, wow.
Kind of reminiscent of Millwall and West Ham then, yeah?
Not quite, no. But I remember the times I went to Newcastle. Believe me, I didn't get that welcome.
No.
Things have changed, which is a good thing. Which is a really good thing.
Yeah. But the welcome was less warm at Middlesbrough, in my opinion. At least at Newcastle, you kind of knew what was coming. At Middlesbrough, it was like bloody snipers everywhere.
But, like saying, maybe Newcastle Athletic got some history that they are like that. I don't know, but you have to ask a Newcastle fan for that. I just thought it was just a nice thing to watch. You know what I mean? There was no hassle. It was just really good. I think I clicked on then once I'd watched that, and Newcastle were winning 2-0, so I presume they got the win. I didn't see the end of it. I just saw it.
There you go. Look, even Frog's on the same wavelength, isn't he? He says it'll be just like that if Millwall get promoted.
Fuck it, Rocky. You think? You think? It'd be nice to think that. Do you know what, Frog? It would be lovely to think that Millwall and West Ham supporters now, 2025, could get together. I mean, we had that with. They were good, the Millwall supporters, when. Oh God, her name's gone out of my head. What's her name?
Isla.
Yeah, they supported that big time, Millwall supporters, and I'd like to think, God, I'd like to see that West Ham Millwall supporters not trying to kill each other.
They raised quite a few. It would be a lovely thing, well, didn't they? They raised quite a few quid towards the appeal as well. Listen, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to use the bathroom quickly, so just chat about something. Look. Rich says he said hello to a few Geordies on the way to the game and commented on their channels. They were great. Anyway, listen, bear with me.
There you
I
go.
need to use the bathroom. I ain't been.
Yeah, because Rich, it reminded me of a story when I came back from Australia at that time. I've been away 3 or 4 years. Came back 91 and 1991, and my mate said, right, the first game was Newcastle at home, and I remember going to Newcastle, mate. Fucking hell, there was some interesting away days there. Anyway, we come out of Upton Park and went in the Queen, said, we'll have a couple of beers before we go to the ground. And I walked in, mate, and right round the bar was full of all these black and white shirts, and I stood back and went, fucking hell, what? And my mate went, no, it's calm down, mate. Don't worry about it. I went, thank fuck for that. And I went up to the bar and talked to all these Geordie boys, man. They're good lads. Just had a good laugh with them. And yeah, that was great. I went, and I just felt then, it changed so much since my day of going to West Ham in the late 70s, early 80s, to coming back in about 91. And things were calmer. And I went, oh, that's a good thing. And that was a game, I'm pretty sure, that was when Tevez come off the bench and Mascherano. I mean, it might have been the first time. I'm not sure if it was the first time West Ham had seen them, but that was the game.
Right, okay.
It was
Yeah.
Tevez, yeah.
Well, I've got a little story about Newcastle myself, actually, because my two stepdaughters, their natural father is actually a Geordie, and he's actually a Newcastle fan. So I went up there to take the two girls up to visit their father, and drove up there, not realising that on the morning that we've left at, I don't know, we left at about 4 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous to get up there. Not realising that it was game day and that we were playing Newcastle on that day. So by the time we'd arrived in Newcastle, the game had already been played. We won it 1-0, I think, or 2-1. It was a 1-goal win anyway, basically. We won by 1 goal. And I was inadvertently wearing a West Ham shirt. I've gone into the Metro Centre, which is the big shopping centre in the middle of Newcastle, walked into McDonald's wearing a West Ham shirt, ordering food for the family. Some fella walks up to me in a Newcastle shirt and says, "You're a bit brave, aren't you, fella?" I said, "Oh, really? Why is that then?" He said, "Well, you are aware that you just beat us 2-1 or 1-0 or whatever it was, and that, I mean, I'm going back to sort of 2001. This was, so I can't remember what the exact result was, but yeah, we'd just beaten them." And he's like, "And you're standing in McDonald's wearing that shirt, mate, you know?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realise that the game was I'm up here, I've got my family with me, blah, blah, blah." So I'm taking the two eldest to go and to see their real dad and that, and he lives up here. And I told him the whole story. He was like, "Oh yeah, no, you're all right, mate, don't worry about it, no worries." He says, "Yeah, go and enjoy my," and he kind of made me feel a bit better, but I thought I was done for when he first walked up to me. And it was just really kind of coincidental, but it all just turned out in the end. So I was well lucky, but I weren't so lucky back in the 70s and 80s. You weren't so lucky going up there then. Didn't dare show colours then, or open your mouth.
No.
It was,
anyone ask you the time, say nothing.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, Iron Disciples asking Trodge, "Who did Stell into?" And Trodge says, "Brett, a low quality troll." It's
Wouldn't
great.
know
It's
him.
great.
We don't get these trolls, mate.
No, we don't. It's great that they're grading trolls now.
Yeah, see, Trod's a high quality. He's a high quality troll. Trust.
Yeah.
He's good at it.
And Freshfielder says, Brett, the 𝗡𝗢𝗪 troll.
Wouldn't fucking know who you
Richo says, yeah, he's a good man still, always replies to his comments, even though he's an Everton fan. And that it's probably why he does, because he enjoys the fact that you watch his content like we do, Rich, you know. That's all I can say. It's nice to have it's nice to have somebody in from another fan group of another team enjoying our content. So it's nice. That's why we interact with you, mate. Yeah,
that's Richo, isn't it? Right. So Richo, what I will say is, I watched your game at the weekend. Right. First half hour, you were fantastic. After that, you were dog shit. Absolutely dog shit, Everton. And I see a lot of the Everton, one of the channels there, Everton. Kilton put him up, didn't he? Fucking, could not understand what the fuck Moyes was doing. What the fuck he was doing. I went, there we go. It could be setting in the Moyes feed. People might start figuring him out how negative he is and all that. But there you go. We gave fucking Sunderland the point. That's why I look at it. But you'll be right, mate. I'll tell you what I do like, though. I know you got Grealish, but that boy on the right for Everton, not 𝗧𝗛𝗘, Niade, whatever he is. Fuck, he scored a banger. Yeah. Scored a banger in the game. Fucking, he's a good player, mate. 𝗧𝗛𝗘, I think his name is. What a banger he scored. But he's good. He really stands out, mate. And that's why Everton will be all right. They've got Grealish on the left, this 𝗧𝗛𝗘 on the right. The forwards ain't that great, but I think they'll do it. They'll be all right not to worry about relegation, despite Moyes' negative fucking tactic.
Yeah. They're talking about this guy that's trolling Stell, saying he got twatted and burned.
Good.
Like metaphorically twatted, not physically. And Sean said he was there and he blocked him. So fair play to you, sir. Well done. All right. And Iron's saying that hurts because Brett is obviously his name. But Brett, Iron, listen, mate. Don't take that.
Stick with Iron then.
Stick with Iron. Stick with Iron. We know you as Iron. And if you walked up to us and said, I'm Brett, we wouldn't know who the fuck you were. So if you say, I'm Iron Disciple, that's when we know who you are.
No. See, I'm lucky with that way, Budge, because I'm probably the only wanker called Cieran. There's not many of us. Get lucky with that.
Yeah, true. That's very true. Not many wankers.
Yeah, Charles, he would do. Charles is good at it. Charles is better at it. He's better than that fucking Brett fucker. Wouldn't take much. He donuts.
Oh, mate. Listen, Rich is saying his brother was at Newcastle when the petrol bomb incident occurred. Yeah. That's not good. That is not good.
I was there as well, Rich, but I tell you where I was. I was in the side, not in the end. We'd got tickets into the fucking Newcastle side. Not a good idea. But there you go.
Yeah.
I remember our first time at Newcastle, I think it was Billy Jennings scored first. And I was in the side again then. And I was going to celebrate, then thought better of it. We lost 2-1 in the end, which was probably a relief. I was only about 14 guys. Fucking hell. Yeah, anyway. Mark a long walk back to the station.
Yeah. Mark's saying that there's so many knobs on the under-21 games, West Ham can't afford mods. Now, what he means is on the YouTube feeds, like, you know, we've got moderators, haven't we, that, like, Trodge is one, and I think also I'm actually one as well, but yeah, there are a few moderators. The the spanner on their names, like Trudge, for example. He said that he's going to. Russ has said that he's going to speak to the club about getting some moderators on the channel. So, and Russ will probably
Okay.
forward a few decent ones. He's going to try and get some moderators sorted. Really is needed because you're right. There are a lot of trolls.
You're always going to get Trudge. You're always going to get wankers, mate. It's as simple as that. No matter whatever. No matter if you've got a political channel, a football channel, and that. There's always wankers. And it's as simple as that. We're lucky we don't have so many.
No, and you know the thing is, the ones that we have had in the past have actually kind of only ever come in, said something, and then buggered off again. They don't ever stick around, you know. And it's only ever been, you know, they try and get a rise out of us, and they don't get one. So because you know, if anyone's going to take the piss out of us, it'll be us first and foremost.
If they take the piss and it's in good humour, I'll have it. Fucking bring it on, cat.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just an abusive fucking idiot who just wants a reaction because you think you're a smart ass, you can fuck off. Simple as that.
That's it, mate. Definitely.
Anyway.
Daz is asking, have you been to the bowling pub? Yes, mate. I was, well, both of us have been there in the past, you know, when we were playing at Upton Park and stuff. But I've been there recently. When Timmy first came over from the States, we got invited to a pre-season drink at the bowling and then on to the Queen's afterwards. So we went up for that, and the Queen's first, and then the bowling afterwards. And yeah, we even though Kimmy hasn't actually been to a game yet, she's been to the bowling pub, and she got one of the ladies that works in there had this recording of something to do with the pub. I'm not quite sure what it was. I didn't get to hear it, but she played this recording that is very rarely played for Kimmy, which I thought was rather nice, you know. So even though she ain't been to a game, yes, she's been to the bowling and she's been to the Queen's, and so have I recently. So
it's where they go. You know, I've been to them, but because I lived there, I lived in Upton Park. This is where I grew up. The pubs I would choose would not be the bowling or the Queen's, even though I've been in them. But the Duke of Edinburgh, if you come out of Upton Park Station, turn left, 100 metres on your right is the Duke of Edinburgh. Right, I'd be in there. Or the White Hart, which is further down, going towards the Romford Road, right? They were the two local pubs that my family would use. But even going to a game, I wouldn't go to the bowling. I'd be very rare. I'd end up in the East Ham Workmen's Club. The East Ham Workmen's Club was just behind the fucking chicken run. So I'd be in there. My brother was on the board. He was there on the board on that for a few years.
Oh, right.
So I always go there. It wouldn't be the bowling or the Queen's.
Yeah. I did
very rare
visit. I did visit the bowling on a number of occasions, mainly the Queen's on more occasions on game day.
Yeah,
but that's because I didn't live locally. I live in Crawley, which is like, you know, 60 odd miles away from the ground. And so that kind of enhanced the game day for me and the guys in Crawley and Horsham and whatever, that it wanted to experience the full-on game day experience. The bowling or the Queen's was the place to go. But I would say 90% of the time, I was in the Princess Alice. Most of the time.
Yeah.
I'd be in the Alice. I'd be in there. Because
I've been in there a few times.
Yeah.
On game day,
It was
geezer, you
so
just go
easy
to
to
what you
get
know.
served underage. Yeah. It was so easy to get served in there underage. We just found ourselves emanating in it. We always struggled to get served when we got into the fucking bowling or the Queens. We struggled to get served. We always had to send the biggest and the one with the most facial hair up to the bar to buy the drinks, you know. But in the Princess Alice, we never had an issue. Never had an issue getting a bloody drink. And sometimes after the game, we used to go over to Bow and go to the Barge Ground because that was always quite good because they'd have a disco and that in there, a DJ and that in there. So we used to go over there quite often, like when I was going to games regularly back in the 80s and that. But yeah, I loved the bowling pub. It was great in there. They made a right mess of your face, Budgie. Who did? Who made a mess of my face? Hang on, hang on. What are we talking about? Hang on, I'm going back now. I'm going to see what his last comment was. Hold up, hold up.
It weren't that thumbnail last week, was it?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, you might be right there, mate.
That was fucking horrendous. Gussie B, fucking hell, mate. Sort that fucker out for that. It's outrageous.
Yeah. Mark wants to know: is that red wine or Ribena?
Ribena, Mark. Red wine comes later.
Yeah, I'm on the Guinness, which is nearly done.
Yeah.
But anyway, listen, we have been going for 2 hours, and we still got 180 people watching. You lot are mental, absolutely mental.
Yeah, I've got.
Undiscipled's really got to be in his bonnet. I've seen about five comments I ain't put up. He's saying, I'm going to watch that back and I'm going to find that Brett. Don't disgrace the name. Never ever doing that. Brilliant.
You're going to have to change your name, Ian. Oh, and you're going to have to change your name, Geezer. You can charge a Breton.
Yeah.
Whatever. Bretley.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Fuck man, mate.
Right. Let's skip down through the chat because there's loads of stuff about what we've been saying. And I haven't been keeping up with the chat really that well. Richo wants to know. Sorry, Rich wants to know. Did you watch the England-Australia rugby at Everton Stadium? Unfortunately, mate, I didn't. I say unfortunately because I would like to have watched it purely because it was in that stadium. But in general, I don't watch rugby. It's just,
I do.
I'm sorry.
I do normally. But was this the union, I take it, Rich? This is the rugby union, not the league. I know we got fucked. I think we got fucked in the rugby league. But I didn't know. I think I've missed it. I think I missed it. Earl of Wakefield. Oh, yeah.
Wakefield, yeah. And do you know what? Actually, quite often.
I know Earl of Wakefield, right? Now I'm trying to place it, right? Living in Upton Park, I know the Earl of Wakefield. Is that on Catherine Road, Rick? Robin? Earl of Wakefield. I know it so well, and I can't place it now because my memory's shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, absolutely, mate. Pubs with sawdust on the floor. Fucking right and all. They come in with bags of it. Fucking soaking up all the beer. Mess comment was joking about you getting in rucks back in the day. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Got yeah. Well, I did get a bit messed up a few times. I've got to be honest. I mean, I used to have like a really nice nose. Fucking horrid now. Mind you, that's age. Not really because I got beat up. Frog says the size of the goals in rugby is mental. The Wakefield is near Catherine Road, according to Damien.
Catherine Road, Geezer. It is. It is in Catherine Road, which was the top of my street. I lived in Elizabeth Road. The top of my street was Catherine Road. And I mean, Earl of Wakefield, you turned right, went further down, it was there. And I did do a couple of sessions in there before a game. Yeah, it was in Catherine Road. Oh, no.
Yeah, Kieran.
Yeah. I know it now. I know exactly. And then there's a back way into. You ended up at a chicken run when you walked from the Wakefield. You ended up right at the chicken run. Yeah, I got it.
Right. So, now saying that, what was the name of the road that the laundrette was on then, behind the chicken run? That road, was it Catherine Road? There was a laundrette.
No, that one, Catherine Road.
No? Because I remember.
It was all the roads around the ground were named after all the Henry VIII's wives, weren't they?
Yeah.
Road.
Well, there was one of the roads. Yeah, there was one of the roads. I'm not sure which road it was. Had a little laundrette on it, and the only reason I remember it is because we went past it. Me and a couple of my mates. We went past it, and there was about fucking 8 blokes in there, and they were all West Brom fans. We were playing West Brom at the time, and they all run in there because they'd been chased by a lot of West Ham or something, and they were all in there. And we walked past, and there was about 8 blokes in there. It was hilarious, all in this laundrette. They didn't look on top at all. Where was that? It was definitely over that side behind the chicken run. Definitely one of them roads over there. Little laundrette, little dark, dingy little fucking place it was. Right, Mark R. Good evening, Mark. He says, hey, Budgie, Cieran, and everyone watching, was taking a crack at Brett the other day. Hilarious. Wolves and our under 21. Yeah, apparently quite a few people were having a pop at him because, listen, he has never been in the I don't suppose he ever will, because he don't know what good viewing's about, does he? Let's be fair. Rich,
always going to get wankers, mate.
Like and subscribe, people. We are going to start winding up now because it's been nearly 2 hours 10. Damien, ask Cieran, does he know any 𝗧𝗛𝗘 or 𝗧𝗛𝗪? Do you know any 𝗧𝗛𝗪 or 𝗧𝗪𝗪?
No, guys, it doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell. A deity? No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Priory Road, Frog, is that where the laundrette is? Priory Road?
Yeah.
Kind of rings a bell.
Probably is. Yeah, that was one of them around the grounds anyway, Priory Road, yeah.
Yeah? Was there a laundrette on there, Cieran?
Don't know. Don't ever remember seeing a laundrette, because I wouldn't have been looking for one either. I would have thought he knows.
No, I suppose not.
I was looking for Man United supporters. That's what I was looking for. Oh, God.
Mark, thank you, mate. Consider giving the guys a hype. You can only do that once we end the stream. You have to go out of the chat and then come back in, start the stream from the beginning, and then you can give it a hype. But you can't do it while we are live. No, start watch or clock watch. Yeah, we're going to have to go back to about 65 minutes, I think it might be. Might have been a bit earlier than that. But yes, there was clock watch tonight, God. You can't have missed it, surely.
Yeah, now, what's that? He's worse than Brett. He's worse than Brett, mate.
Yeah. Look, even Mark saying, yep, you missed it. Darn, says Trudge. You'll have to rewind, mate. You'll have to rewind. And Iron says he will give us a hype. Thank you very much. Right, listen, guys, girls, in the chat. I haven't seen many ladies tonight, but anyway, thank you for everybody that has been contributing with the comments.
We must have pissed the ladies off, guys. We must have pissed them off.
Yeah, well, you know, Well, it is what it is, mate. I don't think so.
They'll be right. They'll be right. They'll be back next week, mate. They'll be back.
I think they're just busy doing the housework, mate. Joke. Big joke.
Making a sandwich. That's what you should be doing. Fuck it.
Done. You'll have me being ill on screen. Listen, guys, girls, thank you everybody that's given us comments and chats and likes and thumbs ups and hypes in a minute. When we ended the stream, give us a hype. See what we can do. Rich, thank you for your £10 contribution. I will try to make sure that gets to Stell. And thank you everybody for joining us. Everybody's looking like they're all enjoyed the show. Excellent show, Budgie and Cieran and all in the chat. See you next Wednesday, as usual. 3-1 to West Ham.
See you later, Ted.
In the next couple of weeks or so, there is going to be a slight change in format. It won't be called the Old School Hammers anymore. We're going to give the show a new name. We're not sure what yet. We haven't decided. We've got to confirm it between the four of us. But we are going to rebrand.
Wankers on the telly. How about that?
Yeah, that'll be about right. And all. We're going to rebrand it because it's not going to be all about football anymore. It's going to be about. It's going to be about.
It never has been, Geezer.
I know.
It never has been.
I know, but like what I'm saying is,
we're talking about magpie attacks here.
Yeah, the thumbnails and stuff won't always reflect the football side of things,
mate.
It's going to be rebranded. It's going to be like you might see a shark on the thumbnail, or you might see a croc.
Mate,
you might see. You know,
wait till we see fucking when we beat Burnley 3-0, right? When we beat them 3-0, and 𝗧𝗛𝗪 and 𝗕𝗢𝗪 carry on their magnificent journey of being the two best centre halves in the fucking country for one game. Let's hope they get it for 2 games, and we beat them 3-0, mate. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗦 hits top corner, Bowen scores a goal, and Somerville gets. I mean, it might be his first. Somerville pops in and gets one. 3-0. Fucking things are looking bright. The future is bright. All we need is to win that game, Geezer, and everyone's going to be so much happier. So much happier. We can't just win one against Newcastle and then lose against Burnley. Got to back it up.
You know what?
Got to back it up.
You know, I'd like to see Freddie Potts get another start. I'd like to see sometimes during the game a penalty be awarded to West Ham. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗦 picks the ball up, hands it to Freddie Potts, and he bangs it in.
I'd be annoyed if I saw that, Geezer. I'd be annoyed. I want whoever's that best fucking penalty taker, you're fucking taking it. I don't give a fuck with 4-0 up. You fucking take it. Fuck that bullshit. Just fucking score the goal, man.
Give it, Freddie.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for Freddie Potts, but I miss it. Him missing is going to be horrible for him. No. Whoever's the best penalty taker, fucking you take it. End of. Yeah.
And do you know what?
Do you remember Harry Redknapp getting pissed off with fucking West Ham? Giving it to Alvin Martin. Do you remember he done that so he could get his hat-trick against Newcastle?
Oh, yeah.
Against Newcastle. Fucking
yeah. Yeah, I do.
Centre half with an hat-trick. Not that I want to say anything about that Tottenham game. I watched the highlights of that Tottenham game last night. Not that I want to talk about fucking Tottenham, but the geezer I do fucking admire is Van der Ven, their centre half. Fuck, he run the full length of the pitch, geezer. He done about 5 fucking players. Skipped inside and banged it. What a fucking goal that was. Just thought I'd mention that. For him, not for Tottenham. Couldn't give a fuck about Tottenham. He was only playing Copenhagen anyway. But Jesus Christ. He walked through fucking 6 players from as a centre half on the edge of his box. Fucking what a goal. Yeah. As a football fan, that was a great goal. But that's it. Yeah. That's the only time you get mentioned.
On that note, then, I just want to make a mention for Tomáš Souček, who went in without fear of injury to the keeper, and scored the final goal the weekend, sorry, and
Absolutely.
made everybody fucking cheer. And look, did you see Nuno's face when that went in? Oh, mate, it was brilliant.
That was fantastic.
It was brilliant.
And
Yeah.
I mean, they've done everything they could to disallow it, geezer. They're looking at offsides, they're looking at him fouling the keeper, handballs, fuck off.
Yeah.
But he ran about 70 yards to make that fucking goal happen, geezer. Fair play. Fair play to our Thomas. We know his limitations, geezer, but he plays for the badge.
I'm surprised they didn't disallow it because his shorts were discoloured. Right. On that note, listen, guys, girls, everybody, thank you, everybody in the chat. I'm sorry I've missed so many of your comments, but you know, we just love to chat, and we know you guys like chatting amongst yourselves, which is nice. Yeah, and like Sean says, surprise potato salad didn't go in with his head. He could have, should have, would have, but he didn't, and we got the goal anyway, so it don't matter. Listen, guys, thank you everybody for all your contributions. Don't forget to give us a like, give us a hype, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do.
I know I didn't.
Go on.
Just one little point, geezer. It's going to be 30 degrees here today, just in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, mate, we forgot about the Brisbane weather report.
Give you the weather.
Geezer.
I just want to let you know now. I'm sweating, man. It's hot, man.
All right, mate. Well, give me about 5 seconds. I'll press this red button, then you can get your shirt off. All right. You don't have to worry too much.
It's coming off. It's coming off. Don't worry about that.
Anyway, listen. Take care, everybody. Yeah, I understand. It says, "Holy crap, 30 degrees." Yeah, mate. Listen, guys. Everybody, take care. We'll see you next week. Come on.
Next week, boys. All the best.